Hi everyone, I'm Roberto Coscia, and today I will show you another AI coding tool which has been released and made a big wave recently. Well, it has been built in 2020 by Zach Lloyd. Zach Lloyd. The AI features were introduced in April 2025. What I want to show you today is a tool that is similar to what people have been using recently, which is Cloud Code and many other tools. They use the terminal. The reason why I want to show you this tool is because I tried it to build the project. I found it remarkable to the point that I'm thinking probably to extend the subscription to it. So let's go into it. Here we go. This is the look of Warp, different from the look you used to see from AI coding tools, which are extension that you can use in Visual Studio Code or a proprietary AI coding tools like Try, which you can use in downloading the project. In this case, you have to download a different project from the Warp website and warp.dev. And once you register and download the installer, you will get this view. As you can see, the view is a terminal view, but it's a terminal that became much more powerful. As you can see, you have here the view of the terminal, and below you have the command that where you can interact with the AI with the agent mode, and or you can use the auto detection. You can use you can write the commands. You can use the voice input if you want to chat with the terminal. You can attach context, images, and select the model. And you can see that there are all the models available, but I'm using Claude for Sonnet. So what I've been building is an event, a scraper event for the region of Apulia, and I started as you would do generally with any project with the rules file. The rules file um, is added here. Um, is a project which initially, if you viewed the video about Klein, is the same project. In here, I developed further. You can see that this rules file comes from that architectural project which I made with the mind map X mind, I think it's called. I made a video 2 videos ago, so look into that if you're curious about how did I make the mind maps. But that's how I created the structure. And then with ChatGPT, I created finally a rule file, which is the best practice always to add this into any AI coding tool that you might want to use. Then after that, I simply went into the project. As you can see, also here you can add MCPs, but you can add manually. I have added Playwright, scrape graph MCP, and sequential thinking, which I believe that would be the important one to use here. The user experience it was initially a bit challenging because I didn't know how to use I didn't use often generally a terminal with AI capabilities. So I'm used more to the coding IDE to do that. So we will go through this together. This is the project, and I'm trying to find how to run the terminal. Finally, to give commands to the terminal and start working on it. So I'm deleting this. You can either create a new task to give commands like so, and then we will go in this way. So let's ask to cd into the Puy, let's see how it's called, the project. Puya Scraper Klein project. And let's allow to figure out the application to cd into the correct place. As you can see, it's thinking, and eventually it figured out where to go, which is super cool, and figure out what to do next and fix uh, every bug currently present in the front in the app. Let's see what it does. I think it was working last time. I didn't test it, but I want to see. I want to show you how it thinks the application. Yeah, as you can see, it's starting to perform tasks, and then one thing I really liked is that it was creating tasks that you could monitor one by one. Um, in a screen, which you can see now, is performing only one task. But if you create multiple tasks, it will appear as a toolbar where it shows how many tasks have to perform and how many are pending and how many are completed, which I found really fantastic. Also, something I noticed is that you could click Ctrl Shift I or click here to interrupt the AI and give further tasks to add to the previous. This will not interrupt the previous task, but it will interact and probably new task to the previous one. Okay, you can see here is creating a plan on the things that they need to perform. Let's see if it will create tasks after this. It asked me to execute this task. Yes. Okay, here we go. It is now the moment you can see that are created all the tasks to be performed and is starting to perform one by one these tasks. By personal experience, it generally finished one task at a time, and then when it completes it, you can confirm if the progress are correct, and then when you close the web application which opens to allow you to test the app. It continues with the second task and so on until it completes all of them. I found this an approach very similar to what you would do to G creating tasks, but it does it all within the terminal, which is fantastic. And part of the initial difficulty I have to learn how it all works intuitively. I found this very useful and very good, astonishing experience. Um, and the app so far built, it was actually according to the planned um, feature which I wrote inside the rule file. Let's keep it running, and then I will show you right away the application done and then give you some conclusions related to my feeling of this application with the pros and cons. This task is taking quite long. I wanted just to show you that it's going through the task and completing them automatically. In the meantime, I want to tell you about the pros and cons. What I can tell you is that and the cons, it was that it was a bit, it was not totally easy to understand how to perform certain actions. For example, I managed to make the agent autonomous, but I can't remember how I did it. And if I want to perform it again, I'm not sure how to do that automatically, but it is possible, which is a good thing. You can add MCPs, you can add rules, which those are capabilities which are very important. It feels also you can add team members. I'm not sure what this notebook and workflow to share here, how that works. It would be probably good to improve the user experience because I'm not totally sure how things work. But I found very useful the starter prompt that you could use here to create a project, which are already laid down for you, and starting workflow, which you could use to starting a new project from scratch. Also, the getting started with Warp, which probably would be the response on how it all works. But at the moment, I'm basically going with intuition rather than learning things first and then starting developing projects. I was still able to go through and complete tasks, as you can see. I'm figuring out things along the way. You can press Ctrl-C to close, to stop the AI from working at the moment, or Ctrl-Shift-I if you want to integrate and add further requests to the AI. I noticed that it's very fast, and this is a pro. Also because it's built on Rust, it feels really the interaction and the speed is of taking new functionality, new requests is very fast. It has a very good understanding of the code and the code base. I can't remember, for example, now how I did it, but you can index your code base. And it does it, it feels it does very well. Okay, you can see here actually live the application, the way it has built. The graphics is very beautiful, considering that this is a test, but this application is done in Flutter and is for mobile application. Let's view, there are some events showing. I think the capabilities built, they are all fact checked, as you can see. So there should be events really, they exist. But the website is broken for some reason, which I need to identify. The graphics is really beautiful. The pages are not working in the footer. Well, there is still a lot to be built, but in the end, we are only at 4 tasks out of 12. This is the experience I've been having with this terminal with AI capabilities. I really wish to continue using it. In fact, if I close the application, it should continue with the next task. I found this one of the best experience in pair with Cloud Code and Augment Code. The only things I need to figure out is how it works, which I will, and eventually will make more videos to give you more insight and more order to all this mess that I've been showing you. But I wanted to code live with Warp to show you, give you the feeling of the first time user using it. Let me know in the comment if this was useful, and if I forgot to show you something fundamental in the comment, I wish to know it, because then I can make a follow-up video on this. Also, let me know if Warp has been a better experience for you compared to Cloud Code and other terminal coding tools, and or other AI coding tools. I really wish to know from you is your opinion, to understand what's best to use. I really, so far, it has been a very, very good experience, and I will test it more and more in future. So stay tuned and see you in the next video.